Hey everybody, and welcome to day 8 of my casting challenge. Now, I am back to being live. As you probably tell, my voice no longer sick as well, so I should be able to be back in swing of things. So I'm going to start again with some League of Legends, get some more practice in there. I'm doing yet again another solo cast, but just to let you know that I'm looking for a lot of new things in the future. I'm going to do some 1v1 tournaments with the Penn State crew, as well as other tournaments for games such as Hearthstone League, as well as Overwatch. So it's going to be kind of fun. So just keep in the future for that while I'm still just doing these solo casts. Today, what I'm going to work on, though, is one thing I've noticed in my past casts of what I haven't been doing is passing it to my co-caster as easily when I do duo cast, especially when I do play-by-play. So I'm going to give myself a little break, like a little bit of a breather room, not only so I could get a breath, but also so I could practice passing it on to another caster. So today I was casting my friend Silver Explosion. I believe he's actually gold, even though his name wants you to believe that he's in a lower elo, and we might be jumping in around the 2-minute mark. I really didn't get the chance to see of how early he was in his game, so we might miss a little bit of the early action. Hopefully there's no big invades or something like that. And all I know so far was that he was playing Poppy, which is a really good top laner right now, which has been for a while. Even though after the nerfs, it's just on her ultimate and her shield timer, I believe. But the timer on the shield still lasts quite a bit of time, as well as her ultimate still. You weren't really doing it for the execution damage, you were more doing it for the CC that it gave you. So we're actually jumping in right in it at a minute 40. This is actually pretty perfect because nothing seems to have happened. And we'll be able to jump into it with having no problems, no downtime as well. So just getting myself ready as we get right into it. So a Karma mid, definitely interesting because if this Shyvana does build tank, she's only going to have the Lucian to really protect. Now, granted, she could also boost up the Poppy as well as the Shyvana, but if they're not doing damage, then they're only relying on this Lucian to do damage. Granted, Karma does do quite a good amount of burst damage, just not as quite as much as a Viger, who's just going to blow people up. The blue team, on the other hand, while red team is very tanky and very team-oriented, you have a lot of damage coming in where everybody on the side of the blue side, maybe not Leona, but everybody else can do quite a bit of damage. This is going to be pretty interesting to see of how they transition with really the only main tank being Leona as a support, so it's going to take her a long time to get that. And I'm going to assume the Vi going into the warrior enchantment and maybe tank afterwards, depending on where she's at in the game. Now this top lane fight, we are seeing the Poppy bullying the game plank a little bit, at least in terms of health. When it comes to minions, it's relatively the same. We did see Super Striker go in, and a fight might actually break out here because Super Striker is going extremely low. Cigarette King there might actually take it, but actually a good roam here by the Shyvana, not able to get it, but is going to be able to get both of Leona's summoners. So this is going to be a chance for her to maybe return down to the bot lane. But like we saw, that was a great opportunity there by Ovo on that Shyvana. Almost was able to get the kill, but did get both summoners away from Super Striker, and actually also the ghost, or the heal. And like we said, return ganks are going to be coming in, and she's going in right away as another binding is going to land, but Prophet Pain's going pretty low. They return it to Leona there, going to pick it up. I wasn't able to even speak words there, but she's going to trade it with her life, and that damage is actually going to go over to Cigarette King picking up the kill. And now they're going to try going over here because the exhaust on the Shyvana was able to pick up the kill, and actually it's going to be a 2-for-1 in their favor there. Yeah, that was a great turnaround by Leona, able to notice that they had just enough damage to turn it. Granted, it did cost her life. It was pretty good. Now, a gank coming in the mid lane. Cheeselover trying to do what he can. A great dodge going forward and set it back, but she's now a long way around from her tower. Can she actually get it? One more auto from Jinian Park going to do it, but it's not going to be enough. What we saw Comer there do great is actually go away from her tower first to dodge the Q coming in from the Vi, and that did quite a bit to help her live. Now in the top lane, we are actually going to see a fight right here. Larry Wynn going to be taken really low, but Silver Explosion there was fighting within the minions, so he took so much damage, he's not able to turn it right now. He's going to try to go in, but a flash coming in from Larry King, but it's not going to be enough. He's actually able to turn it, though, as the minions take enough damage down onto the Poppy to kill her. That was so close to being just a straight 1-for-1, and that was Larry Wynn flashing in too. Now, what we saw there, actually, as we see Cheese Lover stop the back there, great job just being an annoyance right there, going to have an awkward recall now by with Swiftness. But in the top lane, you did see Larry when there flash to make sure to try to get that auto in to kill, but it just wasn't enough, and it allowed the little bit of time for Silver Explosion to come around, trade that kill. Granted, he died to the minions, but he at least got the trade kill. So just a quick lurk, wow, at how everybody is doing right now. Lucian just doing the whole longsword build that he usually does. A lot of red wards being picked up by the red team. Great job there to get that vision down, especially against a Vi. You don't want her snowballing, and against a Viger who does want to try to roam and get some pretty good kills. And his teleports, both teleports to the mid laners are down, while both top laners did hold on to it. We don't see any deep wards by the red team of this on the bot side. But the blue team does have one, and we'll have to see if that's going to be a teleport opportunity later. But in the top lane, Larry Wynn there is just being chunked down as Ovo comes in. And without the flash, he put himself in a really bad position because that was such an easy gank from Ovo. There was absolutely nothing Larry Wynn could have done. And that is a mistake there by the Gangplank with no ways to escape. Actually, Swiftness right here getting caught up by Cheese Lover, but Cheese Lover was in the box of the Vigers, but he's trying to dodge as much time as he can, but he's going right into the Vi, and the great flash might actually be able to help him as Ovo gets in there in time, but Jin Young Puck is going to be able to trade that kill. Now Ovo is trying to get out. A great Q there and a great box is going to set up the kill with Swiftness taking it this time around. So a little bit of an overextension there by Cheese Lover, and it cost him and his jungler's life. But yeah, back to the top lane, which we were talking about. Without that flash, Larry Wynn cannot overextend because it's such an easy game from the Shyvana to come in and pick up a kill, because all Larry Wynn really does have is his oranges to try to get out of a stun, which it's only going to be one stun from Silver Explosion. It's not like Ovo or Silver Explosion is running a lot of CC. They do have a little bit of knockbacks. They do have one possible stun and a knockup as well. As we see Silver Explosion just going in on a Larry Wynn, and it's doing so much damage. Does he have the heroic charge? It's not needed, as the Q is going to be enough to finalize the kill. And Silver Explosion now is doing quite a bit in this top lane. 2 1-on-1, already be able to take. He's probably going Sunfire Cape first, and he's doing quite a bit of work. And yeah, this Poppy, even though he was recently nerfed, is still going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Great stun there coming in from the Vayne. Not going to be enough. And now Ovo is going to be caught out, not without his ultimate because he doesn't have that dash. But with this help of the mid laner and the support, they could actually change this. But here comes the Viger to protect his support as well. And it seems like Cheese Lover here still wants the fight. With Ovo there just in the jungle, trying to do what he can. He's getting spot out there by a ward though, or at least pinged out by the support, it looked like. We're just seeing these bot laners fight down here, not really too much though. Secret King does have the advantage with his ultimate, so if they're able to lock down the Vayne, that's just going to be one dedicated carry extremely fast. And it looks like they might want to go on it because he's still only 5. I'm surprised Secret King actually did not use the ultimate there. There's still no flash on Oppa there. Cheese Lover dancing around the box is going to go on with Swiftness, deal a lot of damage against him. The Empowered Q not going to get the second proc off, but is going to do a lot of damage to him. Now, there goes Leona trying to go into Secret King. They're still not 6, but they do have Jin Young Park here, and it's going to be a pretty easy kill, but Secret King might go down or get a kill in the process, but he doesn't. But Prophet Pain, instead of trying to get out, gives 2 kills over to the blue team. Right there, yeah, I believe Prophet Pain could have just walked out. One of them could have survived there. They both tried to go for that kill, where you either have to do it both at the same time, or one of you has to try to get out. Ovo right there getting caught in the box after using his ultimate, but Jimin Park there going to get caught up, but they do see Super Strike on the way as well. Nice flash into the Zenith Blade, is going to pick up the kill, but he is actually going to take it as a support. Now Ovo forced to run away because Oppa is coming in as well, and that's just going to be another kill now for the blue team. So yeah, again, a little bit of an overextension there by the mid laner of this red side. A great opportunity there, but once they saw the support, they should have just backed off. He put himself in a very bad position, especially without his summoner spell, so he wasn't able to flash out of there. And Super Strike with a great flash Zenith Blade was able to lock him down and secure the kill. Now Silver Explosion up here is still beating on this Gangplank, beating him by about 12 CS. Probably beating him by quite a bit of gold after getting the kills too. Yeah, about 600, which is roughly a component. It's going to allow him to get that Sunfire Cape a lot faster than Larry Wynn will be able to get his Triforce, especially since Triforce is one of the most expensive items in the game. Now, Larry Wynn in a bad position. He put himself right against the wall, even with the oranges. That's dealing so much damage. Silver Explosion going to try to keep going, but he has no mana. I don't know if he can turret dive against this, and he realizes that too. Takes 2 shots, but he still wins that trade. Now, we do see the junglers here. I I don't know if Uvu knows that Jimmy Park is there, but now they know each other is there. So we do see Jimmy Park going in, forcing the ultimate away from Shyvana, but she's at least able to escape there a little bit later, and she would have been caught up by the box from Viger. But now Larry Wynn using that plant to get in a very weird position, but it's going to work out in their favor as they get a kill on the Karma. Now Silver Explosion might go down in the process, but he's going to try to take Larry Wynn with him, and he does get him. Now can he survive long enough to try to get other teammates by here? Can he actually just survive? I doubt it. It's just going to be one more Q, and that's going to be with Swiftness taking it. The ultimate coming on from Opa, very surprising there, but was able to take the flash away from Prophet Pain. As we saw there was just action on all sides of the map. Larry Wynn putting himself in a very interesting position, but it did allow them to get a 2-for-1 trade up in the top side, only costing his own life. But now we're going to see a fight in the bot lane as Super Strike going to go on a Prophet Pain, but Cigarette King was trying to knock out Opa. The ultimate from him didn't really do anything, and Prophet Pain is going to go down because they weren't able to land really anything onto the blue team there. Yeah, very big whiff of the culling by him, and Opa gets the stun on him yet again. That E from him is doing quite a bit of work now. We do see Opa trying to come down almost with the ultimate, actually just timing in. They could be able to get this, especially since they know Super Strike still doesn't have his flash, only Opa does, and they are going to go for the easy kill, but here comes the teleport. Cigarette King is not going to go for the fight, and he's just going to walk away. He at least survives, but he left his jungler out to dry, and Super Striker lives. Yeah, I do believe there if Cigarette King did come forward a little bit, try to secure the kill, and then run away, he would have had enough time to do it. Now, it would have been very dangerous, but you have to look at the risk and reward. The risk is you do a 2-for-1 trade. The reward is you could possibly do just a 1-for-1 trade if you're able to get in time. Now, Silver Explosion forced to go under tower. Can he get the damage? He can with the Sunfire Cape, but Jimmy and Park is going to be able to at least secure the kill, but costs the flash and his ultimate. And the bot side, Viger is actually able to roam or stay bot lane, I believe. He never went back mid to get that kill. So, Silver Explosion in the top side at least did a 1-for-1 trade, only costing his flash, while also getting the top laner and jungler's flash and ultimate. So that's doing quite a bit of work there. While with Swiftness there, was able to roam, get a kill on the bot side, and still no towers down. Now Cigarette King, again, Opa is just using the ultimate very quickly, but it's forcing Cigarette King to at least run away. He hasn't gotten really too much out of it just yet, but he also hasn't put himself in a risky situation where it was bad that he used it. Like, it wasn't a jungler gank where he needed the invisibility to stay alive for a little bit, and he was getting some summoner spells out from Cigarette King. We saw the flash immediately last time. Now Cheese Lover is going to eat up a lot of damage from that Event Horizon. Not going to be able to do too much now, since after you lose so much damage, you really can't go against a Viger out of just fear of his ultimate just destroying you. Now we say this so far still 0 turrets on the map down, but there is going to be the dragon in favor of the blue team. This will give Silver Explosion a little bit of leniency to do whatever he wants on the top side, and he's going to try to get this fight onto Larry Wynn. And it's so much damage coming down. Doesn't get the stun off, but he's going to keep going. The heal actually goes through the knockup. Jimmy Park was trying to counter juggle at the same time and will go down. Silver Explosion not able to get the kill that he wanted. Now, Super Striker going to get locked up even after using the Blast Cone, but it's still not going to be enough of the red team to try to get this kill because they're not able to do it. Now, Larry Wynn seems to actually want this fight, but he's going to be fighting a minion waves, and a great stun coming in from Silver Explosion, but that's not going to be enough for the kill. The minions, though, are they going to be able to trade it? Not quite enough. He lives, but no, he goes down. He just barely goes down to the last tick of the minions, and he drops down the mid lane. Super Striker gets locked up, and another kill is going to go over with Swiftness using his flash as well. The red team getting a lot of momentum now back on that side after the Dragon Tank. Now Opa going to go forward, going to get exhausted almost immediately, but with Swiftness able to turn around with that Viger, just doing so much damage. But we do see Cigarette King trading it up, bringing Jimmy and Park to the rest of his team. The ultimate from Zyre there doing a lot of work, picking up the kill. Now, can they get it on Opa as well? They're not. The Vayne is able to run away. But the red team now, like I said, they got a lot of momentum, and now they are back in this game, and they're winning it actually right now. Even with no towers down for either side, this should be the first tower gold going in their favor, and that's just a huge swing for them. Yeah, roughly at least a 2,000 gold swing, I want to say. It was a fairly even game, and now it's in their favor by 1.5k. So the red team there, lot of good work with Silver Explosion starting it in the top lane, and then a great mid lane fight by the entire team was able to give them this lead that they wanted to. And this is what we said. The red team does have a more team-oriented comp where they want to be able to help each other. They have the Shyvana diving in. They have the Karma just boosting whoever needs it. You had the Poppy just being a nuisance wherever she can, and then the bot lane does their same old thing. Prophet trying to find picks and deal damage, while Cigarette King is just going to deal consistent damage in the back line. And then you look at the blue team where they had a lot of good lane-oriented teams. Now you do have Larry Wynn and with Swiftness who do scale extremely well. So does the Vayne. Everybody on the side of the blue team does scale extremely well. But their mid game is a little bit to be desired for. Now, they are going to go for this dive onto Larry Wynn with Silver Explosion just taking so much damage from this tower. It doesn't do anything to him, basically. I don't even think he realizes that it was that he's been taking this entire time. Now he's just doing a little bit of BM, hoping, though, that no one roams. They know that the jungler is in the mid lane, so he doesn't have to worry about anybody coming in to try to kill him. He does have to worry, though, about just dying to the tower straight up. Now, the red team are going to try to defend this mid lane. They do see two up top, so they think they can get this relatively easier. Probably Vayne, though, going to get hit by the solar flare and just drops almost immediately. Now it's going to be Ovo with the other jungler, on top of him trying to do something. But what the damage coming in from Cheese Lover in the backside. Now Ovo just get caught up, though. Not really able to do anything, but Cigarette King is now in here, not able to do anything, as Cheese Lover wasn't actually able to make it in there. He was able to deal a lot of damage with that empowered Q, but not able to follow it up because he was all alone, because that's the one thing we can say about Silver Explosion, as the Karma does pick up the kill. Now here's Silver Explosion trying to do what he can as the tank for his team, but with the ultimate coming in from Gangplank, it is going to be a good ultimate to disengage. And what I was about to say there is, this is Silver Explosion taking way too many turret shots in the top lane. He could have followed his Karma to this mid lane and helped them with that, and that would have been able to turn the fight around. Now, we do see the re-engage coming in from the blue side, but they are going to at least lose their support, as it didn't work in their favor. Silver Explosion now trying to push out the Viger, but wasn't quite able to. Pain gets caught out, and she is going to drop. And now it's Jimin Park trying to run away, as the blue team is trying to figure out what to do at this point. Jimin Park going to go in the middle of it, but he's going to drop almost immediately, not able to get a trade kill at least, but everybody is so low. Larry Wynn now is trying to do what he can, but not able to get a kill. He's actually able to get one on a Cigarette King with Swiftness so low that he just has to leave. Everything is on the back of this Viger right now, 7-1-4, and being so low. He's actually trying to defend this tower basically by himself. He knows he has his Leona coming up soon, but this is really ballsy by him. He's trying to allow the dragon to do so much, but because he is so low, he just drops by one empower Q, and Ovo there just running enough of a distraction to make him use the box to defend against her, allowed Cheese Lover to come in and finish up the kill. We do see the split push Vayne, though, going to be able to pick up a tower. It's going to go down. So this is going to be at least some gold going back in favor of the blue side, but I don't think she's going to be able to get out of this. We do see Cheese Lover coming in. The ultimate probably going to pop up soon, but it's not going to be enough. She's going to try to trade something and at least deals a lot of damage to Cigarette King. Not going to be enough, as the kill's going to go over to him. But now Ovo kind of caught out. I don't know if he can get out of this. He tries to do the exhaust onto the Gangplank. He is able to survive because of that. But had to use his summoner spell, had to use his ultimate. And all it cost the red team was just a roam by the Vi. Now we see red team trying to push down on this bot side to try to get the tower in their favor, to give them that tower lead again, and try to and while in the process of that's happening, Larry Wynn is in the top side trying to equalize it with a tower of his own. It's going to be kind of hard to outsplit push these two in the bot side, but we'll have to see if he's able to pick that up or not. Now, with the Infernal Drake up, we are probably going to see a fight coming in soon, and we can see that Larry Wynn is trying to make his way there. He currently doesn't have the teleport to make it there immediately, but Silver Explosion is so low, he's not really able to contribute in this fight if it starts out. Viger could just ult him down immediately. Now Ovo's going to get caught out, but Silver Explosion getting caught out as well. Private Vayne takes so much damage, and he's going to drop immediately. The ultimate, though, coming out from Viger, but losing 2 members, the red team cannot possibly think about continuing this dragon, and that's going to be the blue team taking in their 2nd dragon. And like we said, they're a scaling team. If they can make it to this late game, it can be good for them to try to go for that as a win condition, is just try to get the dragons, wait until late game, and then just blow them up with our scaling comp. And they do take a tier 2 tower, which this is only their 3rd tower right now. It's already a mid lane tier 2. And if you do get a tier 2, then mid lane's always the best because it just gives you so much roaming potential out of that. You can now go through that mid lane without being caught out. Super Striker, though, just taking up so much damage. We did say that he was going to be the main tank for the side of the blue team, because now we see Vi going even more damage after going Warrior. There's no tank stats on anybody except that Leona, so they're going to have to try to get through that Leona, get into the backline, which is granted 4 members of the team right now. Vi is going to be as much as the front line as she can be, but she is fairly squishy at this point. And it seems like with that Phage, either going Black Cleaver or because of those 2 daggers, I think she's going to try to go Triforce. So a fairly greedy build coming out from the Vi. She's going to be able to do a lot of damage, but she's going to get blown up really quickly. It looks like a surrender vote was thrown up by the red team. Now, it seems like only 1 person did say that they wanted to surrender, so I'm guessing someone might be a little bit tilted on that side. Probably Desire being 1-7-4, just not having a great game, and just probably not able to have this right mindset to continue. She is still trying to build, it looks like a Rylai's there, but not going to be able to do too much. And as we see, a support Zyre not able to even chunk Super Striker here on this Leona to quarter health while doing a full range of abilities minus her ult. Now, Super Striker might just though get caught out because Cheese Lover can deal quite a bit of damage, and they are not going to be able to catch her out just yet. They are able to put her down to half health, which they are dancing around this Baron. I don't think they're going to go for it because, well, their Shyvana's in the bot side, so they're definitely not going to go for it. Now, Jimin Park there, going to get caught up by a binding, but not going to be too worse for wear there. He's going to be fine. Now, one thing to keep it down, or in the one thing to keep in mind about the bot lane right now with that Shyvana and the Gangplank is the Gangplank not only has a global ultimate, but also has his teleport available. So Shyvana wouldn't be able to join the team fight as quickly as Gangplank could. He basically will have an immediate impact with the team fight, with the teleport bringing him in, able to clean up the kills down the line. So Shyvana realized this and actually started moving to the mid lane, and now just going back to the bot lane for another split push. Silver Explosion trying to catch out the Leona again, and they're dealing her down to half health already. Jimin Park as well. That's what we said about this very squishy build coming out from this Vi, and the Silver Explosion is taking up so much, but the rest of his team's getting caught out because of the Viger teleport. They didn't feel safe to keep going, and it's going to cost Silver Explosion his life. A little bit of team miscommunication there, but here comes the culling coming out from Cigarette King, but not going to be able to do too much damage, and this is still going to be pushing. So many people are so low, but with Swiftness going to drop as Cheese Lover does pick up the kill and going to be able to survive that as well, going down really low. The Shyvana in the bot side is just split pushing the entire time, so even though Larry Wynn was able to get here, he is going to lose that bot lane, but Prophet Pain going to go down by Opakali, and the ultimate coming in from Jimin Park is going to go on a Cigarette King with Courage of the Colossus keeping him alive. So much health he got from that shield, and it kept him alive on that dive. So great job there, but they did lose a tower on the bot side. They are going to be able to pick up a couple of kills and the top lane tower, and it's going to even out this gold. It's roughly a less than 1,000 gold lead, and 24 minutes in the game, 1,000 gold isn't the biggest of deals. They seem to want to keep pushing this, but with Cheese Lover here, they don't feel safe of continuing this. Larry Wynn did get his back stopped by the Luden's Echo of the Karma, so he wasn't able to get the back that he wanted. So let's see some items. We actually haven't touched on items a lot this game. Nothing really too surprising out of this, except maybe Oppa going with the more Infinity Edge build, so the more of just the attack damage Vayne that you see more often, and you see him usually go Infinity Edge into a lot of attack speed. Now, Super Striker, though, a little bit caught out how to use the Solar Flare, but he just keeps running into the entire team of the red side. He's trying to do the damage that he can, but he's going to go down and actually gives the kill over to the ADC. Probably the worst person to get the kill at this point in the game, because you do want your ADC to get as fed as he can still, because it takes them so long to actually get their damage online. So you want to give them, you still want to give them kills. Yes, their mid game and their early game is really rough yet, but ADC's late game is still the ADC late game that it's always been. But yeah, that one thing, Super Striker, we have noticed has gotten caught out a lot of times this game. Usually was actually able to escape because he wasn't too caught out, but this time around, he just, every turn he took, he just ran into another member of the red team, and it was just too much this time around, and he did drop. So we do see Silver Explosion and Cheese Lover here just clearing out some wards in the Baron Pit. Jimin Park gonna come in, or Jimin Park, sorry. If he went over probably one more step, he probably would have been in stun range of the Poppy. And now, we were talking about the dragons earlier, I say we, but I was talking about dragons earlier, and it looks like with Ovo in the top lane and the rest of the members of the red team that they're just going to give up this Ocean Drink up, and yeah, this is going to be a very, very easy dragon coming out of the blue side, and this is going to be their third dragon, and if the red team can't pick up anything on this top side, that was just a huge mistake of them, just even coming up here with that dragon spawning, and with it already down, they don't have time to like just try to rush a Baron or do anything else that's very drastic. They are going to try to push this mid lane, do some damage onto the Vayne, but oh, a great box coming in. Cigarette King is going to be taking so low, but is able to survive somehow. He doesn't even have a Hex Drink or anything like that would have kept him alive, but it's because with Swiftness actually didn't use his ultimate, try to hold on to it, and because of that, he doesn't pick up the kill. And we did see there, Cigarette King did back. He didn't want to use the lifesteal to try to get back up to full health. He instead wanted to just back up this damage coming out of from Ovo. He's going to turret dive this Gangplank and get in a very, very easy kill. We did say Shyvana was most likely going to go pseudo tank, and there he did. We saw it come out. A lot of damage. Jimin Park going to get stunned up by Silver Explosion. A great job by that Poppy to find that stun. But not able to really finalize any kills. Did get the flash away from the Vi, which can be pretty good because of flash ultimate can be very devastating, especially then that is the gap close that allows you to ult and then immediately Q. So the person you ult basically has no chance to do really well anything. And now we're seeing a 1-1-3 push coming out from the red team after getting their numbers advantage of the kills they've gotten. And they did get top lane tower, but they might get an inhibitor tower off that because Jimin Park is the only one protecting this. We did see the Vigor protect a tier 2 in the mid lane. But now the turnaround might be enough for the fight. But Jimin Park going so low, and we do see Opa of Kali not able to pick up the kill onto Silver Explosion. One more auto would have done it, but he wasn't able to find the positioning to find that auto. So Silver Explosion will live, and they do still take that inhibitor tower. They are going to try to keep pushing. They might want to go for an inhibitor as the Shyvana is still just split pushing this top side. This is just a really big annoyance by the blue team because they aren't in the right position at the right time, so it's been allowing the red team to come in, get these objectives that they've been setting for themselves, and it's just been these towers, these structures that they were able to just take for base. I don't want to say free, but not with very little opposition. So with the blue team right now, with their late game scaling comp, they are still going to want to try to wait for that late game, wait for the team fights where they're able to blow up the enemy team. Their game plan right now is allow Larry Wynn to place his barrels in the right position to chunk their front line, then allow with Swiftness to catch someone out and just blow them up immediately. He has to not hold on to his ultimate. He has to go ahead and use that. If he catches anybody, don't think that your Q and your Event Horizon is going to be enough to pick up the kill, just go ahead and, as we say that though, Super Striker is going to get blown up down to half health, but a Great Box is going to stun 3 targets and stop it. Great disengage right now, but the ultimate coming in from Silver Explosion is just going to put Jimin Park by himself with only Opa of Kali there, and the dive for the heroic charge not doing enough as he's going to be forced to run away. The box coming in from with Swiftness is going to be down on cooldown, and at half health he has to be very careful of what he's going to do at this part. But because of the 2 Ocean Drakes, I do believe the blue team can go ahead and push this mid lane right now. As we see the healing coming in from this dragon, the damage coming in from Cheese Lover, he's able to find these flanking opportunities to just get these empowered Qs off and just deal so much damage. It's going to stop the push coming in from the blue side, but they're just dancing around Baron right now. They realize they had the Ocean Drake. They're actually going to start it. They don't realize that it's being seen by a ward in the back of the pit, but look at this damage coming in. It's doing so much. Prophet Pain somehow didn't get caught up there. Super Striker going so low, but they're going to try to ignore her to go into this Baron because the Baron is going really low. Opa of Kali dived in but was able to get a kill, and actually I didn't see what happened there. Everybody is so low from the blue side. I thought they were able to take Baron there, but somehow over there was able to get the backside. Great flash coming in from Cheese Lover, able to pick up that kill and get a double kill there. So, fantastic dodge there, and now it's going to be Jimin Park going so low but just barely able to live there. And this is going to be an easy Baron now by the red team. I don't know what happened there. Ovo there somehow chunked everybody extremely low. My best guess is that the Baron was just doing so much damage to the blue team anyway, that when Ovo came in, he was just trying to clean up the kills, put him down really low, allowed his team to just deal with that Leona and then deal with the rest of the team. And what happened was Cheese Lover able to pick off 2 kills. The rest of his team was able to pick off that Baron, and it just did so much there. We are now seeing the Zyra coming online. He was able to finally get that Rise, able to get that Liandry's. So now we should see a lot of damage coming in from this Zyra support. It was a very interesting decision there by the blue team to go for that Baron. I feel like that they were just a little too impatient. They, like we keep saying for this entire time, is that they're a late game scaling comp, and they want to make it to the late game. But they try to go for the Baron play, which with the Baron they would have been able to stall easily to the late game. But it's going to cost them so much because now the red team can just go ahead and go in their split push that they have been doing. Go for that open inhibitor. Go for the Baron right now. Don't allow your opponents to get 4 Barons. That's going to be, or 4 Dragons, sorry. That's going to be a little too much. Now, with this coming up, it's going to be an Earth Dragon, which will benefit both teams because they do want to siege. And it seems like the red team there, just with very, very poor Dragon control, is going to give this over the blue team. They have an 8k gold lead. They have Baron buff, but it's still not enough as the blue team just takes a very, very easy Dragon. It might cost them their inhibitor as the team fight breaks out. Great stalling attempt coming in by Silver Explosion. Ultimate going to land on 2 of them. Larry Wynn throws his ultimate down as disengaged, but it's going to cost Opa his life as he goes down because 2 members of the blue team was already backing. So a great job being able to find this kill, and Opa coming in after the split push just comes in and takes the kill onto Jimin Park. And now Larry Wynn, in a world of hurt right now, is going to drop, is going to eat an orange, but it won't be K. He loses his flash. He's just trying to waste time, but he's going to drop, and so will his inhibitor. And this is going to be really easy for Cheese Lover as he picks up the kill. Now the rest of his team might just go down in the mid lane, try to do what they can for this siege. Silver Explosion doesn't want to go by the tower, especially with Swiftness there. But now with the box down, he does go in, but he does get stunned up anyway because of the heroic charge. But he's taking almost no damage. And speaking of damage, there goes a lot of damage onto the Leona. He drops. Silver Explosion still lives after tanking for days. Is going to be able to get the kill onto that Viger. Almost everybody. Just the Vayne is alive right now, and he is not going to be able to protect us for too long. He might try for a very heroic play, but it's not going to really happen as another inhibitor goes down. They might want to try on this, but a great W coming in from Silver Explosion to stop that. Vayne charging the Prophet Pain. Just solos out Vayne. That shouldn't happen. Oh my god. The support just deletes the AD carry, and now it's Jimin Park now going to be chunked low as well, but he goes down. Ova picks up that kill. Wow, that damage coming in from the Zyra. I knew damage was going to happen once he got the Leandres, but I didn't expect that much. And now the red team is just going to push in for the win, as the Cigarette King is just going to basically, he's by himself, make sure that no one from the blue team can even come in, and there's the game right there. But that's what happens when you pick an AD carry and you don't get any really support or tank stats. Like, you don't go ahead and get a Hex Drinker, you don't go ahead and get really anything to keep yourself alive. Now, I thought I had... Oh, there it goes. Okay. Wait, why did you stop? Okay. Let me scroll this so I could check some damage that came out at the end of the game. Now, we did see Zyra, who had a fairly poor game just from the early standpoint, but was still able to do quite a bit of damage. Cheese Lover, like we were saying how they're a very low damage team, that the Karma wouldn't be able to do a lot. I was completely wrong. Karma did the most damage in the game. He played amazing, finding those empowered Qs to just chunk down the back line, and he was able to find the positioning just beautifully, was able to get in the backside, just able to chunk them down. So it's like, oh, well, I guess we can't push anymore. We have 2 Drakes or Ocean Drakes on our side, but it's still not enough because Cheese Lover just finds us somehow and chunks us down to below half. So great job by him to just to deal so much damage. Great job by Silver Explosion to tank up beautifully those turret shots as well as the rest of his team. And the blue team just went a little too early on that Baron call. If they would have waited, if they would have wait until they actually got into the late game and didn't just try to if they didn't just try to rush that Baron and try to force it, they could have made it to the late game and they could have won. But there's a lot of what ifs right now. Great job by the red team. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you notice I'm doing anything wrong, please leave a comment just to let me know of what I could work on. It's always appreciative. If you want to see me every day, make sure to subscribe and like and all that jazz. You know the drill. I'll have my Twitch and all that. I don't really stream too much, but when I do, if you want to check them out, go ahead. I'll have it in the description below. So thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.